Everyone, welcome. Grateful you made it wherever you're coming from, and right now I would like to invite those of you who can to stand, and we'll sing our way into the day.
Take me to the water and I'll dive right in. I'm ready to let go of everything that's been. I said, take me to the mountain and I'll climb on up. From the highest peak, beauty's gonna fill my cup. I say yes, I say yes, I know all is well. I say yes, yes, I say yes, I say yes, yes, knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, 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 knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes, I know all is well. I said throw routine right out the door. When I'm scared, I know it leads me to something more. Widen my gaze and see all there is. Take a leap of faith, I'm gonna find that bliss. I say yes, I say yes, I know all is well. All right, let's sing yes. I say yes, yes, I say yes, I say yes, yes, knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, 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 knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes, I know all is well. All right, let's throw that routine out. I throw routine right out the door. When I'm scared, I know it leads me to something more. Widen my gaze and see all there is. Take a leap of faith, I'm gonna find that bliss. I say yes, I say yes, I know all is well. I say yes, yes, I say yes, I say yes, yes, knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes, I say yes, 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 knowing all is well. I say yes, I say yes, I know all is well. I say yes, come on, you all say yes, we know all is well. I say yes, oh, now we all say yes, we know all is well. Well, good morning, everyone. Take a minute to greet some of those neighbors out there. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 All right. Well, let's have any of our kids who are here today who are going to join our teachers up here on the stage. Do we have any children in our space? Maybe those children who had the costumes, they left. Do we want to sing hooray just because? Yeah. Because when else were we going to sing hooray for the world? Let's sing it all together and imagine all these children frolicking about. 1, 2. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. The world's got trees and bumblebees, rivers and lakes and the open seas, mountains and valleys and animals too, and a sun that shines on me and you. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, I'm glad to be on it. Hooray for the world, it's a special place. Got Mother Nature and the human race. Got Mother Nature and the human race. Okay, just in case we got some latecomers. All right, we have special announcement.
Yeah, and I want to introduce our two relatively new teachers, Emma and Mars. And I just asked them to wait for a minute just because of the landslide. Maybe some kids are coming, and if not, they'll be on their way. Right now, though, what we have is a wonderful person. They are a pastor at First Congregational Church, and they also are the coordinator for, I don't even remember how to say it, but Congregational Outreach for Interfaith Coalition, which is an organization that we support monthly, who does very, very much work here in the community for the unhoused and low-income folk. And so, welcome to the stage, Pastor Davi Weasley.
Hi, thank you. Good morning. It's so good to be with y'all. My name's Davi. If you want to talk more about the Interfaith Coalition, I'd be delighted to do that. I'll just be here today, but I want to give out a shout out to Susan and Sandy here in the second row with me, who are both on our board. Can y'all wave or yeah, great. They know a lot about the organization and are always glad to help folks get connected. To begin with, I want to invite you, I'm just going to speak for a couple of minutes. I want to invite you to imagine something. You can close your eyes if that helps you. Imagine you're outside with a friend. Maybe you're on a walk. Maybe you're having a cup of coffee on one of these beautiful sunny October days we've had. Maybe you're with your kids at the playground, and you're a little chilly, as happens to me all the time these days. And partway through the conversation or partway through the walk, your friend says, hey, you look cold. And they've got, maybe in the trunk of their car, they've got an old coat of their kids that fits you, or they've got a warm hat in their spare pocket, or they've got gloves. They've got some layer they can share with you. Just imagine that moment. It's happened to me any number of times. Maybe it's happened to you, but just imagine what that's like. I think there's something really human about sharing warmth with each other. Maybe there's something really about being mammals about sharing warmth with each other. Each of us, from the moment we're born, needs other humans to share warmth with us. The Center for Spiritual Living is one of several dozen congregations throughout Whatcom County that is participating in our winter coat drive this year. Just Wednesday, many of us were down at the food bank all morning and all afternoon giving away coats. I just did the math on this. I think we gave away about 700 coats there on Wednesday. Many of them, yeah, amen. many of them from this congregation and so many generous others. We also gave away another few hundred in Ferndale on Friday and Saturday, and there'll be more going to folks up in Deming a week from Thursday. And alongside that, gloves and scarves and hats and all the rest for all kinds of folks. And those folks, some of them are street-based folks, folks who are staying outside. Many of them are our neighbors who need some extra help stretching the budget this time of year, as is a challenge for so many of us. So thank you all for participating in that. I'd love to have you participate again next year. And if you find some on-sale coats, some people pick them up in the springtime and stow them away, especially those larger sizes went quick. The really small sizes, baby and toddler coats, also went quick this year. On the theme of sharing warmth, just a little bit about the Interfaith Coalition. About 40 years ago, about this number of folks on a day about this time of year that was also probably very blustery, gathered at a church in town. And it was folks from churches, from the synagogue, from all kinds of faith traditions. And they knew that they could do more together than they could do individually. So that's still our model. What can we do together that we can't do alone? I have a great congregation that I'm a part of. We turned out, 20 or 30 coats. That was a good start. But all working together, we can warm more folks. We can share more warmth and know that folks are connected. It's not just the coat itself, but they're part of the community. They're remembered. They're thought of. They're held in love, whatever that looks like. These days, we're also gearing up for holiday joy. I know y'all have participated in the past buying gifts and gift cards to go to families that could use some extra help around the winter holidays. We'll be gearing up for more into the spring, other ways to get involved. There's always our CAST program, which serves meals outside the public library most weeknights downtown. All kinds of ways to get involved. I'm glad to talk more after the service, or you can reach out to me through the Interfaith website or track me down. Reach out to your board members here. But I really want to thank you for sharing warmth. I do think it's part of what connects us across faith traditions, across time, across different economic circumstances. And I want to thank you for continuing to bring so much warmth to Interfaith and to this whole community. Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you so much. And thank you, Susan and Sandy, for your part in all this too. And all of us, right? All of us. So a good morning again and a warm welcome to you. As most of you already know me, I'm Mary Ballou, and I am one of your prayer practitioners for today, along with Wanda Maddox and anyone else who is wearing one of these stoles. And as you're well familiar, that any of us who have this stole on, it's your sign that says if you want prayer, then after service you come find us, because we're happy to give prayer for you or do prayer for you. And you also know that it doesn't have to be for something that's challenging. It can be, but it also can be for something that's fabulous, and you just want that goodness to keep on rolling. So we're here for you, and whether it be in person, whether it be online, whether it be in the prayer vessel and back that you write your written request, we are just delighted and honored to do prayer for you and with you. And I think I want to now just invite you to close your eyes as I offer you the opening prayer. And know with me, as I know for myself, that there is only one. And this one is divine love. This one is bubbling joy. This one is infinite creativity. And this one always says yes. And as Spirit is, I know that I am also. I am that love. I am that joy. I am that creativity. I know this for myself, and I know this for each as well, each one of us. And I invite myself, and I invite each of us to open up to that loving embrace of Spirit, to open, to be willing, and open. Willing and open to allowing the beautiful music to seep into our souls and open us to new possibilities. Willing and open to allowing Reverend Dr. Andrea's words to guide us and open us up even more. Knowing we are guided, knowing we are safe, willing and opening and open to saying yes. Grateful for our beautiful community. And as I stand here, I'm feeling the love and the joy that we experienced here last night as we had the harvest dinner. The love and the joy is here now. Grateful for everyone who took part in that beautiful evening. It was truly a manifestation of Spirit's creativity. And thankful for those who were open and willing to say yes. Yes to hosting, yes to preparing beautiful food, wonderful, delicious food, yes to serving in so many capacities. Yes to those who helped make the evening so special, and for those who came to enjoy the fruits of that creativity. And in this moment, not only feeling the love and joy created here last night at the pumpkin ball, but also feeling the love and the joy that each of us has brought here today, knowing that each is love, grateful for everyone here bringing and sharing their talents, skills, heart, and very presence in a beautiful circle of giving and receiving. It is with a heart overflowing with joy that I say thank you, Spirit, for the wonderful community, for this wonderful community, and for the divine unfolding of this service and magical day. And so it is.
When I let go, love can flow how it's meant to. When I let go, love can flow in all ways. To me, through me, alive in everything. When I let go, love can flow how it's meant to. When I let go, love can flow how it's meant to. When I let go, love can flow in all ways. To me, through me, alive in everything. When I let go, love can flow how it's meant to. When I let go, love can flow how it's meant to. When I let go, love can flow in all ways. To me, through me, alive in everything. When I let go, love can flow how it's meant to. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open, I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Let's call that peace into our lives. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me. My heart is open. My heart is open. I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. My heart is open. I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love. My heart is open. My heart is open. I am awake. There is a knowing of love, love, love. Oh, let me feel inner peace from my center, from the center of me.
Thanks, everyone. We never know whether to clap or not because it's like there's this meditation thing going on. So do what you want, which might be part of the message today. So today we are celebrating the yearly theme, which is living beautifully in times of uncertainty and change. And the topic for the month is No Time to Lose. And the theme for today is I Am Willing. And one of my teachers was a woman named, still is, Maria Nemeth. And she's written a number of books. And she is a fantastic awakened person. So one of the things she said a long time ago to me that I wrote down was, every time you are willing to say yes to everything on your path, you express the hero within. And so I took that, and I've lived from that place a lot, because those of us on a spiritual journey, we're called to change. It's the nature of our own being, certainly at a cellular level. Right now, lots of your cells are dying and lots are being born. It's like change is a constant to keep us moving forward as a body, but change is also constant in the world. And one of the curious things for me in my life, I don't know about you, is how much I resist change. It's really cute. Since the whole world is sort of wired to change and evolve, that resistance is an interesting response. And so it's not like that's a new response. In fact, when I met Maria, that was the response I was working with. It's like, how can I shift this so that things are less clunky? Because resistance to change doesn't make it stop, you may have noticed. It just makes it harder. And she had she likes to do crewel work, and she had made this little crewel work thing for her office, and it was a row of carrots, and you could see the carrots under the earth and their tops above, and the quote underneath was, "Do carrots scream when they grow?" That helped. I was like, okay. So what I know now from working with that resistance, and also no longer really doing that as much, sometimes, but most of the time now, the way I respond from a spiritual perspective is to say yes to what's happening, to see it, to recognize the unfoldment, and to say yes. And this is even if I don't like it, because of course we don't resist changes we like. We resist the changes that are uncomfortable or we're not fond of in some way. And so being willing to say yes, actually for me, is the perfect response to the spiritual journey. Yes to everything. Yes to the hard, yes to the easy, yes to the things we love, yes to the things we don't love. And yes doesn't mean all of a sudden we capitulate and we like them. It simply means that we're willing to see that every single thing that shows up on our path has relevance. And we begin to understand that our response is actually a mirror back into ourselves, so that we can see the places where we're stuck, the places where we're troubled, the places where we need to open. What I notice is that as I work with people, what I notice is that part of the reason resistance comes up, and it certainly has been true for me, is that there's an idea operating behind the scenes in the back here somewhere, like an old computer program running that we're not aware of that's screwing things up. And this program goes something like this. There's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me, and I don't know, I can't have what I want because there's something wrong with me. And when I look at that idea, I can see where it generated for a lot of us. And maybe you don't have this one. Maybe you've worked enough so that it's like, no, there's nothing wrong with me. But for those who might be listening, just a brief little excursion into why that idea might have come into being. So imagine that you have enough money to go out and buy the car of your dreams. And you go to the dealership, and there it is, the right color, it's fully loaded, you love this car, you buy this car. The only problem is you don't know how to drive. But you get into the driver's seat and you drive off with this perfect car. And fairly soon it's not perfect anymore because you don't know what you're doing and you crash in some way or fashion. There's nothing wrong with you. You simply didn't have the skill set you needed to operate the vehicle, right? There's nothing wrong with you in wanting what you wanted and getting what you wanted. There's simply a skill that needed to be learned to optimize the experience of having this beautiful car. Well, you know, the same thing happened to you and me when we were young. We didn't have skill sets when we got here, you know? And so hence, babies cry. They don't know what else to do to let their parents know, hey, 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 I'm wet, I'm tired, I'm hungry, help, 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 help. And it goes on like that for quite a while. We don't have the skills initially when we show up here. And so we sometimes believe that there's something wrong with us, when actually, we just haven't got the skill yet. And of course, this whole lifetime is a skill building exercise, you may have noticed. Hopefully, like me, you've gotten really much better at relationships. Show of hands? A little risky, but yes. Maybe you've gotten a lot better about taking care of your body. Show of hands? Mm-hmm. Maybe you've gotten a lot better at being kind to yourself. Show of hands. Right? So we build skills and we learn from our mistakes. We learn from the boo-boos, the accidents, the crashes. It's part of the whole thing. It's like, you know, there we go. And until we're in school, usually it's about the time that the judgment starts, because before that, everybody thinks it's super cute when a little baby is pulling themselves up on the couch and trying to walk and then boom, falls down on their bum. Ha ha ha, that's so cute. Oh, look, they're trying again. Why did that stop? Is what I want to know. Could we do that for each other? Oh, look, they're trying again. They're just learning the skills that they need in order to journey in the way they want to journey. So because there's something wrong with us, and because we're sort of, we took in the idea that maybe there is, there's another part of this, which is there's nothing missing or lacking. In fact, we come with factory equipment. In our tradition, this factory equipment is already on board. It's in every sacred human. It doesn't matter what the outer looks like. Remember, some people are more skillful than others as they move through the world. They're learning. So the first thing that's factory equipment in our tradition is that spirit is on board, meaning that there's an indwelling presence. You can call it whatever you want. I don't really care what you call it. You could call it the Tao, the Buddha nature, Christ consciousness, whatever. The point is that there is something much vaster that is moving in us, as us, and through us. And it has its own agenda for our lives. And that agenda is the one we've been resisting sometimes, which is growth. It loves to evolve itself through all of its creations, and it is seeking that in us. And so because this vast, unlimited, containing all possible reality presence is in us and available to us 24/7, we can access that more and more as a skill set because it's already there. We don't have to go out and get it. We don't have to be saved from something, except maybe ourselves. We don't have to go looking for it. It's already here. But what we do need to do with that particular part of our nature is open to it. Begin to pay attention and see if we can actually experience the wisdom that is unending, contains past, present, and future of all creation, the indelible, incredible love that never runs out, that is always flowing. And when we touch into that, a lot of the resistance can drop away. The second thing that is factory equipment for us is a good heart. Now, you may be thinking, I grew up with cynics. So you may be thinking, like my people, well, I don't see that in so-and-so, or in this particular political climate. I don't see it in that candidate or whatever. But the truth of the matter is, actually, every sacred human, everyone, has a good heart. Now, it gets layered over by all kinds of things, but it's there. There's a saying, I'm sure you've heard it, that even Hitler loved his dog. There's a goodness that comes through. And the more we understand that goodness is part of who we are, we can allow it to show up more. In my family, when I began to really embrace that maybe I wasn't broken, that there wasn't something wrong with me, and I started to be much more positive than my people, at first they were stunned to silence, and then they wanted to argue about it. Do you have people like this in your life? It was interesting. And so I just kept saying, I just see things that to me are very apparent, and I see them in you too. And after a while, even my people came around a bit. So good heart is factory equipment as well. And when we lean into the goodness of our very nature, it has an opportunity to show up. Sometimes the way that shows up is in areas of service. So if you've ever taken a meal to someone who just had a baby or just got back from the hospital, if you have done as Pastor Davy was saying, and you've gone to Value Village and bought a whole bunch of coats for the coat drive, if you've ever had the opportunity to just sit with someone who's in grief and just be there, this is evidence of the goodness that resides within. And it shows up in so many ways that it's, once I started paying attention to it, it's everywhere. Mr. Rogers, one of my favorite people, he said his mother used to say when catastrophes had happened, she used to say to him, look for the helpers and you'll see them. In any catastrophe, they're there. And it's true. So there you have that. The third capacity that we have that's indwelling, that's part of our nature, and it's perhaps the one that the science of mind philosophy focuses on the most, is our capacity to dream, imagine, vision, open to creative idea. And this one is probably the most important pragmatic application that we can use, that's part of our DNA, our nature, is the capacity to dream. And I want to invite you to think about something that you've been dreaming or visioning or imagining for yourself or for the world. And it's that kind of thing. So think about it for a minute. Maybe you're dreaming of moving to a new place. Maybe you're dreaming of, we call it an RPM, a right and perfect mate. Maybe you're dreaming of a world that works for everyone. Whatever the dream is, whatever the imagination brings forward, this is the sacred human capacity to carry the world forward. And this hooks back to change. Because, as we begin to imagine and move forward in our understanding, in that seeing and imagining and dreaming, the dreamers are in the front. They're the ones that are casting a vision for the rest of us. And the frustration for the dreamers is like, okay, I see it, I know it, I can feel it, I know it's there. And the ones way in the back are like, I don't know. They're the resistors. And we can only go as a society as fast as the slowest one can go. But that doesn't mean that dreaming is wrong. In fact, we need the dreamers. We need the people visioning. We need people saying, I see a world that can work in this way or that way. And we revere them eventually. But usually it takes about a century, because that's how slow the change happens. But think about the people that you deeply admire who invented things, for example, things that we use on a regular basis. Toilet paper comes to mind. But also airplanes and sailing vessels and chairs, you know? Everything that is in this world was a dream at one point. Everything's created twice, once in mind and then in form. And so it's kind of cute of sacred humans to resist the dream, because it's going to happen. It will happen. So the dream comes into being. And so I don't know about you, but I kind of want to be closer to the dreamers than the resistors. I want to be part of the forward movement of our world and be part of the change that's being called for, not just in my personal life, but in the world at large, which leads to the last factory equipment piece of every sacred human, no matter where they are, and that is the desire to make a difference. I bet you have that. I bet you know you have that. But there are a lot of people that don't really think of themselves that way, and they might not actually connect to that, and yet, regardless, they're making a difference. I just heard a story from a colleague of mine who had a sister, and the sister was lost in alcoholism and had moved to Thailand and died there early, like in her 50s, which sounds like a really sad story, and it is. But what was most beautiful about this story I'm telling you is that my friend posted a picture on Facebook of her sister's memorial, and the Thai people came out in droves because of this woman's kindness to them and her willingness to try to help, even lost in her own addiction. She made a difference to people, and you should have seen it. It was incredible. There were flowers everywhere, and they were intricately woven into these beautiful patterns, and there was such an honoring. And that's how it is for all of us, is whether we know it or not, no matter how lost we feel like we are, we make a difference in people's lives. This, I think, is why suicide for a lot of us is so tragic. It's such a permanent solution to a temporary state. And if anyone could go to a person contemplating that and say, look, you can't see it, I know you can't, but I can tell you for sure, you make a difference in the world. And they could hear it, it would change everything. You make a difference. Everyone listening. It's just that, you know, we've come to think that making a difference means these sort of grandiose gestures, you know, these things that require lots and lots of resources to mean something. And actually, I put it to us that what the whole society, the whole world is built on are little tiny acts of kindness and love and caring and giving from a good heart. And that all of that comes through because we are in a vast river of love and wisdom, always seeking to move through sacred humans individually and globally. For me, this changed my whole perspective. That's when the resistance actually dropped away. And I could see very clearly that even the difficult things in my life that were in my path were opportunities for me to bring my best self forward, to notice the places where I was still stuck or hooked by something, some personality trait, some hook that reminded me of something from my past, whatever. I could clearly see the resistance and the opportunity to let go and open. It's amazing what happens when I do that in my life, and I bet you have the same experience. Even people who are difficult, when I'm able to open and not resist them, it becomes a receiving and giving session rather than a kind of thing, and then a anger back because they can feel it, right? So the most potent thing we can do is we can change the way we're perceiving our path and begin to say, I am willing. This is another Maria Nemeth quote. I am willing. And she says, you know, when you say I am willing, let's say it together. I am willing. That's a verb. So it's different from I have willingness. I have willingness is like a noun. It's like something we think we possess. There's no action in it. Verbs are where the action is, right? And so whatever, in this next week, I challenge all of us, in this next week, whatever shows up and you notice yourself going, I am willing. And it's the most potent thing we can do. And it's most effective when we understand our true nature, which is that we have this incredible vast spirit in us. We have an incredibly good heart. We are able and so generously provided with the capacity to dream and imagine, and we want to make a difference. As we understand that about ourselves, anything that arises, and we know that about ourselves, we're no longer broken. There's something wrong with us. We're developing skill sets. We're learning to drive the sacred human car. So I'm going to, this week, pay attention to the places in me that kind of go, and work with it. Because that's part of the spiritual journey, is evolving those things. And I invite you to do the same. And so I'll do a prayer for myself. But if it's a prayer that you enjoy, you can at the end say, and so it is with us. So please join me in this. I remember my true nature and the nature of every sacred human, regardless of the outer experience that I see. Every single one imbued with the spirit of the divine, the love of the divine, the wisdom of the divine, and that is true for me. And because it's true, I accept an open heart to receive the love and the wisdom flowing in me and to open to it, particularly in the places where I'm still a little bit closed. I seek in this time to open more fully to experiences and people and situations so that I can bring the best of myself forward. And as I do this, that which is within me, the wisdom and love of the divine, knows exactly how to do that. So I don't need to worry about making a mistake or doing the wrong thing, but rather opening to the wisdom and love that already exists in me. And realizing that I'm developing a skill set, a muscle, that allows my intuition, my sense of being guided, full reign in my life, so that I can say yes and move forward freely, offering who I am and what I am in all the ways that I can possibly imagine. And in this way, I am changed and lifted and opened, and in my teeny tiny corner of the world, I bring that change and make a difference. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to have this body and this mind and this spirit in this here and now moment. And so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, well, our ushers today are Janet and Carol, and they are coming on up front. And I'm going to thank you for your financial gifts to the center, as well as all the other gifts that so many of us bring to this beautiful community of ours. Thank you ahead of time for anything you can give. It's deeply appreciated.
All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Like a sea of open water, and the trees that rise above. I know that I am worthy of the gifts that love can bring. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. All I love is all around me. All around me there is love. Lifts me up if I let it, especially when I give it up. There is no limit to its magic, so I raise my voice and sing. All I love is all around me. Love is everything. Sing, love is everything. Love is everything.
I surprised them.
That song always cracks me up because I want to do a hoedown kind of
I know.
move. You know? Did Lisa write that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we have a few announcements, and then we're going to let you go and have wonderful leftovers from the harvest dinner. Today, those of you who would like to stay for a free showing of the documentary Linden, we'll be showing that here in the sanctuary around noon. And we are serving Tuscan chicken with polenta and salad for those of you who would like to have lunch while we're watching the movie or as that's happening. And in the coffee room, there is pumpkin pie and whipped cream and apple crisp. And the apple crisp is gluten-free and dairy-free. So lots of lovely things that we had last night that if you weren't here, you can sample. And then I would love to invite you, if you haven't already, to sign up for this incredible offering. As most of you know, our community is going through a transition. I'm retiring at the end of this year, and we're inviting an interim minister to come and walk us through into a new vision for our community. And as I was saying earlier, change is not always received well in our personal lives, and certainly as a community, we want to do this really well. And so we're inviting people to come, both for understanding how to work with change in our personal lives, but also how to work with change in our community with resilience. And so Cindy Clay, one of our practitioners, is a very skilled facilitator of this particular workshop. And all she needs from you, it's free, but she needs to know you're coming because there are materials that we produce to have ready for you. It is this coming Saturday from 9:30 to 1:30. We invite you to bring a lunch if you are like me and you get hungry in that time frame, and be part of this community vision of working with change as well as personal. We'd love you to be there. That's why we're offering it. And on the same day, we have a couple of other things that you're invited to be a part of if you want. Oh, this one is actually the night before. This is a wonderful opportunity to learn about the options that are now available to all of us after we have passed away. So, you know, in the old days, you either were buried or you were cremated. And now there's a lot more options. And Brian Flowers is funeral director of Wildflower Funeral Concepts, and he's going to just come and share the ways we can do the body after our spirit has gone on, and also talk about grief and healing and all that in an hour and a half from 6 to 7:30 this coming Friday night. It also is free, and we'd love you to come and learn about things like composting and terra, I can't remember how to say it, but water. Thank you. Aquamation, thank you. And so that's happening this Friday. And then Saturday in the afternoon at 2:30, We invite you and anyone else you want to bring. We're showing Coco. How many of you have seen Coco? It's such a great movie, and of course the second is Day of the Dead. And so we are celebrating that tradition, and we'd love to come and watch the movie and journey with us. There'll be a Day of the Dead dance immediately following the movie. And then next we have this. So what this is the opportunity for you to bring pictures of those that you love who have passed away, including your wonderful animal friends, and to put them on this altar so that we can all kind of hold their remembrance together. And in a ritual ceremony on the 2nd from 6 to 8, the Threshold Singers are going to be here, and they will sing to us. And we will put these folks' names and animals' names into the circle so that we all can share and celebrate the difference they made in our life. So this is a real opportunity to celebrate those that we have loved and still love who are no longer in the body. And then here we are. The buildup is very strong. We know that we have, remember, that we have the capacity to vision and dream. And we can dream and vision and pray for a peaceful election season. And so you're invited to come. There are 2 different offerings. On Monday the 4th, from 4 to 6 p.m., here in the sanctuary, we will be having a pre-election day meditation with Rhonda Biggs right there. She's done this for years now. And we just hold space and meditate and pray and hold a vision for peacefulness and transition, resilience and change. And then the next day, the actual election day, from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. in our classroom, where the pumpkin pie is right now, practitioners will be there. These are like Mary, who is up here doing a prayer. They'll be here doing prayer and meditation throughout the day. And both of these different things are drop-in sessions. So you can come for 15 minutes, you can stay for the whole time, whatever works for your schedule. And it's really, we're holding a vision of a sturdiness of being, a peacefulness of being for everyone. And I would add, love instead of hate. So we're holding that, and you're invited to come and be part of it. And then I'm teaching a class on election night. That's when it starts, and it's called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And it's really a wonderful class. It's based on a book, and when you sign up, the book title will be there, I think, in the sign-up. I'm a little tired because I was one of the cooks last night, so I can't remember the name of the book. Is it right there? No, it's, and then, where is Kalish? There she is. Kalish is our guest speaker for Spirit at Work breakfast. This is a breakfast for those of us who are entrepreneurs. We have a small business. We're management. And we want to bring our spiritual understanding more fully into those arenas. And so this breakfast is supporting each other in seeing our what we offer in a spiritual light and holding that. We pray for each other through the month. Whoever we're sitting with, we engage in prayer throughout the month for those folks. And you're invited to come. You register for this online. You pay $30 or whatever you can afford, and there's a lovely breakfast that is provided for everyone who attends. And so we'd love you to come. We really hope that you'll register early so that we have enough food. We're always worried about that. So that's happening on the 6th. And then this coming Sunday, one of my favorite groups, but it's a specialty item. So if you don't like chanting in Sanskrit, this would not be for you. But except that if you're a musician or appreciate incredible music, these are incredible musicians. And there are 4 of them. They are in love with the divine, and they sing that love into their chanting and invite us to chant along with them. And I'm not a Hindu, but I don't care. This is love personified through song and through music. Benji, who is one of the main folks, went to India and learned tabla. And tabla is a particular form of drumming. Every single note that he hits with his hands represents one of the sacred Sanskrit sounds. And he goes so fast that sometimes his hands blur. So it's really a not to be missed thing if you like this sort of thing. So that's happening this Sunday at 7 p.m. And that's enough. So I invite you to stay for the movie, to have pumpkin pie in the coffee room, whatever you'd like. But right now, if you're able, why don't we stand and we'll sing our way into whatever our day holds.
One step at a time, no doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. Let's sing that again. Gonna climb this mountain, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time, no doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time. Leave behind what's weighing you down, leave behind what's weighing me down, wash away what's holding me back. My heart is falling, face forward, feet on the ground, living in this courage I found. The sky is calling, gonna climb this mountain, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time, no doubt about it, won't stop till I get to the top. One step at a time, 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 one step at a time. Have a beautiful day. Go enjoy some pumpkin pie or crisp or something back there. We'll see you again soon.